Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin yearly candles, where each candle represents exactly 1 year of Bitcoin's entire history. I thought it would be fitting to do a longer term market update using the yearly candles, considering that we are getting another yearly candle coming up here at the end of December in just a few weeks. And I also like to look at the yearly chart just because it does a great job at filtering out all of the day-to-day noise. It gives us a great idea of the longer term trend with Bitcoin and what we could be potentially expecting into the next few years and into the next cycle. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page. I am fairly active over there as well if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. So the first thing I really want to focus on is just the very simple trend to which we have 3 green candles followed by 1 red candle. And if you were to ignore this year in 2010, when Bitcoin really didn't have any exchanges and it was just way too early in its history, you can see that we had this 2011, 2012, and 2013 yearly candles, all green. And then the next following year in 2014, we had this big red candle. And that took Bitcoin down from the peak of that candle to the low by about 72%. And then we basically repeated that same pattern. We had 3 more green candles for 2015, 2016, and then 2017. And then 2018 had another big yearly red candle. And this one, from that peak of the candle to the low, was a decline of about 82%. So we did have 3 yearly candles of green in this bull market. 2019 brought us up about 94%, 2020 up around 300%, and then 2021 about 59%. Ultimately taking us to that all-time high right around $69,000 in November. And then so far this year, which we haven't gotten the yearly close that is coming at the end of December, but so far from that high that we saw all the way at the beginning of the year down to where we are with the current low, it is down about 68%. So in terms of how it compares to the other 2 red candles, it is fairly similar, although we haven't declined by as much. So that is definitely something that you could note. However, from the all-time high, we are actually nearing a similar drawdown to the previous bear market. So it really just depends on how you measure it. But whichever way you do measure it, you can see a very similar and consistent trend with Bitcoin over the long term, again, with those 3 green candles followed by 1 red candle. And if this longer term trend were to continue, which it certainly doesn't have to, Bitcoin certainly doesn't have to just repeat itself over and over every 4 years. But if it did, that could suggest that we might be starting to enter the end of a bear market with this yearly close coming up here in December, to which we might have 3 more green candles followed up with that. And that certainly doesn't have to be the most bullish scenario, considering that doesn't matter how much we actually move up in 1 year, we could have a green candle even if Bitcoin were to go up, say, 5%. Now, I'm not saying that has to happen. I'm just throwing out the possibilities. And when you do have such a strong and dominant longer term trend, I think it's better to just go with what you've got instead of trying to predict an end to that trend. And as the saying goes, the trend is your friend until the end. And we don't have any convincing signs that the trend has ended yet. I really don't see how you could call for a longer term end to this secular bull market just because we have the same exact pattern playing out that we saw right here in 2018 and 2014. Now, with the longer term trend, another pattern that we have is the fact that on the second yearly candle after we have the red candle is when we start to break out above some of these highs. So I'm just going to remove all of these drawings just to give you guys a clean chart of what we're looking at. And if I just draw a line extending out the high from 2013, you can see after we had that red candle, the next year really didn't do a whole lot for Bitcoin. We kind of just remained. This was the accumulation year. And then the next year was really when we started to kick off that bull market, taking out the yearly high from 2013. And then the same exact pattern happened right here in the last bull market. You can see that happened, to which we had the year of 2019 really not doing a whole lot. Again, an accumulation year for Bitcoin. And then eventually on that 2020 year, we had a big surge up, taking Bitcoin outside of this high from the year of 2017, making a new high, and then eventually leading to that bull market peak. So if we do have the same exact pattern playing out, which again doesn't have to happen, but that could suggest that maybe 2023 Bitcoin doesn't do a whole lot. Maybe that is the year of accumulation. Maybe we don't have a new all-time low formed, but we could see some accumulation going sideways a lot of choppy price action, ultimately just building a base for the next bull run, where we would have that breakout in the following year of 2024, taking us above the high from right here in 2021, around 48K. And again, this is all just speculation. This is just saying if the trend were to continue, certainly doesn't have to happen, but I did want to discuss this because I think it's a fairly unique trend. And when you're dealing with these longer term time frame charts, it does a great job at filtering out, again, all of that noise, all of those emotions that you feel on the day-to-day price action for Bitcoin, and just gives you a really clean and clear longer term picture of what the big trend is for Bitcoin going back since its inception. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I will leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.